I walked into a restaurant laughing with people I trusted and walked out knowing my wife was never mine to begin with. Before that day, I believed in calm love. I believed in routine, loyalty, and the quiet confidence that comes from thinking you chose the right person. Nora was my world. I trusted her without checking, loved her without guarding myself, and defended her even when doubt tried to knock. We built a life made of inside jokes, shared habits, and promises whispered in moments that felt eternal. I thought betrayal was something that happened to other people, not to someone who gave his whole heart. Nora and I started as friends before love grew between us. That foundation made me believe we were unbreakable. She used to look at me like I was home. She knew my moods before I spoke, and I knew when her silence meant she needed comfort. We shared meals, plans, and quiet nights that felt safe. I never questioned where she was or who she spoke to because trust felt natural. That kind of trust is powerful, but it also makes the fall unbearable. The first cracks were subtle. Nora became distant in ways that were easy to explain away. She smiled less, touched me less, and started guarding her thoughts. I noticed she would get restless when I was around too long, like my presence interrupted something she was waiting for. When I asked if something was wrong, she reassured me with words that sounded right but felt empty. I chose to believe her because love often chooses comfort over truth. Karma was already watching. There were moments when she seemed distracted, almost guilty, but she always redirected the conversation. I told myself I was overthinking. I told myself that love requires trust, and trust means silence when fear speaks. Looking back, I realized that denial is the first betrayal we commit against ourselves. The day everything ended began like any other. I went out for a casual lunch, expecting nothing more than noise and conversation. As I stepped inside the restaurant, my eyes scanned the room without intention. Then I saw her. Nora was there, sitting close to a man named Liam. Before my mind could process it, my heart already knew. She leaned in and kissed him with a hunger she had not shown me in months. It wasn't confusion. It wasn't a mistake. It was intimacy practiced and familiar. Time slowed. The laughter around me faded into a dull echo. My body felt heavy, like gravity had doubled. I stood frozen, watching the woman I loved give herself to someone else in plain sight. Shock turned into heat, heartbreak into clarity. She never once looked around to see if she was being watched. That told me everything I needed to know. I left without confronting her. I didn't shout or cause a scene. I walked out carrying the truth like a blade in my chest. That silence became my power. I let her believe her secret was safe. I watched her come home later and lie effortlessly, speaking to me with the same mouth that betrayed me hours earlier. That night, I stopped being her partner and became a witness to her downfall. My revenge was simple and precise. I withdrew emotionally without explanation. I stopped offering reassurance, stopped fixing problems, stopped being the safety she relied on while giving her loyalty elsewhere. I focused on myself, my peace, my growth. When she sensed the shift, panic crept into her voice. She tried to regain control with affection, but it felt forced. Liam vanished when Nora needed him most. He wanted excitement, not consequences. When I finally told her, I knew there were tears, apologies, and desperate justifications. None of it mattered. The truth had already done its work. She lost the comfort she took for granted and the fantasy she chased. I walked away calm, clear, and whole. Watching her face, the reality she created was justice enough. I rebuilt myself with intention. I learned that betrayal is never random, and karma never misses an address. Those who choose deception always underestimate the cost. Love does not need revenge to heal, but truth always demands balance. If this story reminded you that betrayal always circles back, subscribe to SilkMirror for more real-life stories of heartbreak, revenge, and transformation.